That's us. We are here. Good morning.
Yeah.
We're here.
What's up?
Good afternoon.
Suckers?
Good evening. Good night. Steve Covino. Rich Davis. What up, suck-ass sucker? That's Rich Davis. Iowa Sam is here. Monty Bolaños is here. And Danny G, super producing. He's here every day. He's got the smoothest, most buttery voice in all the land. Danny G. Spots on the videos. You know we stream our videos now. You can watch at Fox Sports Radio.
Oh, right now.
YouTube
Hi.
Page. Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Fox Sports Radio's YouTube. Again, Covino and Rich on FSR. And we be rocking out. Let's go. It's a Thursday that feels like a Wednesday. Gotta love the short work week. And Thursday's the new Friday, so the weekend begins right now. So it's a Thursday that's a Friday, but it feels like a Wednesday. I know it's confusing. But speaking of, hope you had an Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder!
Feel the thunder.
They were
Lightning
thunderstruck
and the thunder.
last night. Sorry to all our Minnesota friends. And
Iowa
fans.
Sam late night hit us up with a really funny TikTok video where they put all the OKC Thunder heads singing Thunderstruck.
The best is SGA's head on Angus Young's body because it's like
great.
this no smiling stoic picture of SGA, and then Angus Young is like doing this little like skip across
it's the best.
from underneath.
It's funny.
Really,
The
seek it
internet
out.
wins,
It's really good.
social media wins all the time, just making all the things we watch extra entertaining. So I hope you enjoyed the games. A Thunder sort of night. 124-94. Not the way the T-Wolves wanted to go out, but hope you had an SGA sort of night. Speaking of, 34 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. He had that composure, too, at the end of the game. He looked convincing to me when he said, there's still a lot of work to do. And it looks like they might be, all season they've been the team to beat. But, their first appearance since 2012? Congrats.
The only way.
On the Thunder, moving forward to the NBA Finals. And then tonight, man.
The only way someone beats the Thunder is if the Knicks win 3 in a row and have like some ridiculous momentum and, the Garden's popping. But tonight, you gotta win tonight. As I said earlier to you, we'll talk about it later, but just for the pure ability to have something to watch in the sports world Saturday night, we're rooting for the Knicks tonight. But on today's show, we're going to get to a bunch. How desperate are dudes for a piece of Sydney Sweeney?
So desperate.
Guys are gross.
Did you say Sydney Sweeney or Sydney Sweeney?
No, Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney.
Monty, how desperate are guys?
Guys, I literally almost came out and made sure you heard this story. That is so weird.
There's a level
That is so... I almost came out and told you guys.
But there's a story about how desperate guys are, and it has to do with Sydney Sweeney and her 2 prizes. We're going to talk...
I think Kevin Durant would buy that.
Yeah, people... Yes. We're going to talk some NBA. We're going to go old school and talk about famous families. But, Cove, before we get into Dak Prescott and some NFL, got to remind everyone we are doing it live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And if you're ready for a new job, well,
I'm ready.
Let Express Employment Pros help. While Express helps people in all industries find work, our sweet spot is logistics.
And Express never charges job seekers a fee. Go to expresspros.com. And after the show, our podcast goes up. So if you miss any of today's show, any show ever, be sure to listen to the podcast. Search Covino and Rich, C-O-V-I-N-O, Covino and Rich, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow, rate, and review, 5 stars, say something nice. And speaking of podcasts, we have a bonus pod called Overpromised, because Rich always overpromises things we never get to because he talks a lot.
Thanks.
We have a new episode premiering today, episode 94 of Overpromised on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page, or wherever you stream your podcasts, and you can join us live. There's a live chat, live interaction, so join us right after this show in about an hour and 54 minutes.
And can you rate us 5 stars? Don't be like that person that's so picky with Uber. I think I may have only not given 5 stars, a couple times. Like, if the driver's
3
terrible.
3/4 stars?
If the driver's terrible, like, are you really being like, well, that was okay, 4 stars? Like, you got to be a real a-hole if you're giving Uber drivers like
No, I
3
think we
stars.
have a pretty decent average. We're
No,
like
we-
4.7 something,
Yeah,
4.9 overall or
And
something.
some of that was the show before you guys because we just took over that feed.
Yeah.
And no one liked that guy.
But I don't want to give him
So
any
I
credit.
didn't say that. But
The
look,
Vegas dude, I
we-
heard no one liked him.
he was nice when I met him in person. But
I didn't hear.
we
That's not what you
get-
told me before.
I think we get a lot of 5-star ratings because we bribe people well.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, tomorrow we're going to read some of the reviews
Perfect.
for some swiggies.
Nice.
Only the 5-star ones get a prize.
And by the
No,
way,
I'll
we
start with reading a 1-star for you.
Yeah. All right. So leave us a comment. Say something nice. We appreciate it.
Now, before this great story about Dak Prescott, we're going to get to Dak. But tonight, I just wanted to do a little over-under. They should put this on DraftKings.
What is Dak short for, by the way?
Dak Tholomew.
Dakota? Oh, not Count Dacula?
Dakalicious.
Now, is it North Dakota or South Dakota?
Who knows? There's a story about Dak. But I got a quick over-under around the room just to show you that people,
I'm going to call him Dakota. I'm going to call him Dakota.
there's so many irresponsible people, and I'm banking on the opposite tonight. Monty, I'm curious what you think. I meet with my all-star baseball team. I'm coaching, Coach Rich, 12 kids. Multiple times I reached out to the parents and said, hey, tonight you need the check for the league and a copy of your kid's birth certificate.
Okay.
12 kids. How many of the 12 sets of parents follow directions?
Let's just say it's impossible that you go 12 for 12.
There's no way?
Right.
There's
Impossible.
no way. No way with parents.
Multiple text messages, emails like, parents, please
Little
remember.
kids.
I'm
their
hoping you
minds are
got
everywhere.
4.
Oh, wow.
I'm
that's
hoping
really
you got
low.
4.
You have low expectations,
I
Monty.
do have
I was
low
thinking at least
expectations.
9 families got it right.
It
You
is
gotta
all
figure-
stars, so they care.
Oh, it is the All-Star. It's
So-
not. Okay.
So they're
3
there's a-
families will forget something.
7. Just above 50%.
You know, Big Mike, who runs this place,
Who?
Mike.
he said DraftKings set the line at 7.5 parents.
Okay.
Over, under. Your thoughts at COVINO Rich. Just, coaching, living that dad life. But there's a story we got to start with. I just figured I'd throw that out there because no matter what, work, business, family, you could tell everyone, even with your family, if you told your family, COVINO, I need this by tomorrow at 9 p.m., one of your siblings wouldn't remember.
No, absolutely. So I'm thinking 9, but this is as we established already, the Danny Almonte effect, where Rich has to create a binder full of birth certificates proving that all his kids in this little league, this pony league, are of age because it's that serious nowadays as a result.
Thanks, Danny Almonte. All right, Dak Prescott's in the news, and this story, we're going to play a game called Sneak Diss or Major Compliment.
I think it's so obvious what's going on here.
I think it could be looked at.
I think it's
both
meant
ways.
to be one way, but it's completely another. I don't think there was bad intentions here. But can we please start by saying that Dakota Prescott, began his professional career in Dallas 2016. 9 seasons ago.
Oh, the year we lost Harambe.
The year we lost Harambe. That's right.
The
year of
anniversary.
Harambe.
The anniversary was 2 days ago, right?
Bring it back.
Yes. So keep that in mind when you describe the story.
Fair. Danny G hit us up with this, and it's a real good hypothetical. According to Dove Kleiman of the NFL, Brian Schottenheimer, new head coach of the Cowboys, said, quote, I think Dak is in the developmental phase. And that sounds crazy for a guy who's played that much, but there are things we're tweaking with Dak. Keep in mind now, Dak is entering his 10th season in the National Football League. Is that a sneak diss or is that the ultimate compliment?
Developmental. More like mental. Yeah, right.
And for full context,
Yeah.
SI has an article about this out today saying that they feel like people are running too wild with this because they said Schottenheimer was asked about backup quarterback Joe Milton and whether he was in the developmental phase. That led to Schottenheimer saying all of the quarterbacks can continue to learn, and then he went into that Dak Prescott quote.
You know, the context is important. It is because you're like, man, why would he say that?
You still wouldn't think you'd say this about
But at least it gives
one of
it
the
reason.
highest paid QBs in the world.
That's the thing. He's one of the highest quarterbacks we're entering his 10th season, and you're going to say developmental stage?
I think Aaron Rodgers is one of the highest quarterbacks.
But at the
highest paid,
same,
you mean, right?
the same breath, you could say whatever it is you do for a profession, you're always learning new tricks, or at least you should strive to be. I don't care if you're cutting hair. I actually admire our barbers. We both have barbers that take a lot of pride in.
Who, Brutus Beefcake?
Yeah. Who do you think I was talking about?
Sweeney Todd?
In learning the newest styles.
Oh, I'm sorry, TK or Ronde?
And techniques. Tiki. And, you're not given the same haircuts you were given, not the same flat top from 1992. You're not still giving out Howie Longs. You're not still giving out the Bosworths. You're always developing new skills and learning new things about the trade, and same with broadcasting. There's always new philosophies, Rich. There's always new things that we're supposed to do, or a new emphasis on something new.
Cove, you always talk about power pitchers in Major League Baseball later in their career finding ways to be crafty,
yes,
finding ways to use
reinvent
junk
yourself.
And reinventing. Pedro Martinez, notably one of these guys that said, listen, I'm not throwing 98-mile-an-hour fastballs with movement by people, so let me get a little crafty.
Exactly. So I do understand that too. But Dak Prescott, developmental stage? I don't know about that. That to me is a term implied for someone starting off their career. Yeah, we all learn stuff all the time, but are you in your developmental stage? We're still the newer guys here at Fox Sports. You've been broadcasting forever.
Sneak this or major compliment. Let me give you both sides of this conversation.
Where would the compliment be?
All right. Sneak this is, this dude's the highest paid, one of the highest paid, and he's been in the league 10 years. Development? That's like saying this guy has not brought it. The Cowboys haven't even made it to an NFC championship game. They stink, and Dak's the problem, and he's still developing.
Oh, by the way,
the diss.
That's another part of the story. It's not like he's on a new team. He's on the same team for 10 seasons.
So that's the sneak diss. Here's where I think you could say, no. Major compliment. We have been doing our show for a long time. In fact, sometimes I hate to admit how long we've been doing it.
Well, we've been doing radio since we were 12. A lot of people don't know that.
And I've worked together since the early 2000s. We started doing radio, no joke, when we were out of college, him and I. If our bosses now, Scott and Don, my man, said, Covino and Rich, those are our guys, they're still in the developmental phase.
If I read that anywhere and it was meant to be a compliment, I'd still be like, huh?
I might interpret that as, wow, we're already doing big things, and they think there's more squeeze out of that lemon, that orange. Like there's more.
You gotta really spin it to really hear that.
I think maybe Schottenheimer's saying, like, yo, Dak, there's even more we could get out of him. Like, Monty, you're in the developmental stage.
There,
you know why?
Because easier ways to say that.
I look at Monty and say, Monty, great update anchor.
Hold on.
Great
Rich has to totally reverse engineer that statement to have it make any sense where it would be complimentary. You kidding me? How about, man, he's getting better all the time. You can't say it that way? And every year he's better and better. You got to say, like, and I still think or how about this? And I still think we haven't seen the best of him yet. That would be the best way to say that.
Yeah, I'm not good with words. I say dumb things to my wife, like, you look really hot for a mom. Like, I do.
That's not a compliment.
I'm the king of saying dumb things, so maybe I should check out of this conversation.
What's different? Man, Covino and Rich, they're still in their developmental stage. Or we haven't even seen the best of them yet. That means we still got more juice to squeeze.
There's still some tweaking we could do with the show, according to the bosses, in Rich's scenario.
But yeah, exactly. But there's always tweaking to be done if you care about your job. Again, 877-99 on Fox. Monty, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
oh no, you're fine.
That was such a backwards way to make that compliment.
you made your point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you made it
real
clear.
What was your thought?
I agreed with you 100%. It's like I don't think it was meant to come off as bad as it sounded.
Right.
But when you add the context of how long has he been around?
This is his 10th season.
Yeah. So like, you know what, that you.
I think this goes with the theory of you could say things the same thing, but the nice way, and
right. And he probably wanted to not say it the nicest way for a reason.
You know what? The Mets were playing the Yankees a couple weeks back, and the Mets broadcasters were cracking up because Keith Hernandez didn't think he was insulting Paul Goldschmidt on the Yankees. He called him one of the standout elderly players in the league.
He's 37.
And
for
Ron
context.
Darling and Gary Cohen like, Keith, what did you say? He goes, yeah, one of the elderly. Elderly? Do you think Paul Goldschmidt wants to be known as one of the elderly players?
Veteran
Yeah, but
players.
that's what I'm saying. There's a nice way. Some
You say
people just
veteran.
don't get it.
Yeah.
Seasoned veteran.
Some people just don't understand expressions either. That's
Yeah.
the weird part. I was
Seasoned.
listening. Rich does another podcast called Have Kids, They Said, and his co-host called someone the late great somebody, and they're still alive.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, the late great Gary Cohen. It's like the late great. When did he die?
My pal Nicole, who I do that show with, she works at Sirius XM. She never understood that phrase. She referenced the late great Michael Jordan, and I'm like, and I go,
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I go, whoa, what? She goes, yeah. I go, you know that means dead. She goes, no, it just means they're like really awesome. I go,
Old and you know, they were
I go,
great.
no.
What does she think the late part meant?
I don't know.
She didn't show up on time, I guess. I have no idea.
Not punctual.
So, like I'm saying, people are stupid. That's really what that gets to. And people don't know expressions and developmental stages. To me, that implies the guy's still just starting out. We're all learning. This is life. We all learn as we go and grow as we go. But he's been playing professional football for 10 years. Actual football since he was picking his nose, probably just out of diapers. So this is not a new sport to him. Developmental stages, that's what you imply to toddlers.
In our world, Monty, I don't know if you heard this on your come up. Danny G, maybe you did. When you were like 20-ish.
Oh, by the
remember-
way, Rich, I don't think he meant it to be insulting like Monty said, though.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear when someone references someone in our world of broadcasting, like, oh, they're green?
Yes.
Like they don't have that lack of experience. They lack that experience, or
Still green and raw.
you're raw.
Yeah,
They're-
you're raw.
I used to hate that phrase, but it made sense when you were younger. There are kind and, I guess you would say dopey ways to say everything, and I usually say the dopey version.
And
My
that's what
mistake.
Schottenheimer, I think, did here as well. If I was Dak, put yourself in Dak's shoes. You've been in this industry for a long time. Whatever it is you do, Fox Sports Radio Nation, and your boss says, yeah, he's in his developmental stages. You're like, developmental stages? No, the guy that started last month is in his developmental stage.
Yeah, remember, Schottenheimer's a new head coach. He's been on the staff, obviously, but these mics that are in his face constantly right now, he's going to learn how to say things a little smoother.
But then again, I do love how we are playing into, again, things that are taken out of context. But that's the world of sports talk, radio, TV, everything.
True.
So
We are
he
really
knows that.
we're dissecting it, but based on the reaction the public has given this story, it's a viral thing. Like, did you hear what he said? He just dissed his quarterback.
He did say what stood out to me was there's some tweaking that, we're going to do. And so I typed it into AI, actually, what could Dak Prescott improve on? I'm curious, I'm not some huge Cowboys fan. I've watched Dak like you guys, but I wondered what the internet says. It says he could improve on his mental game, accuracy and decision-making, footwork, and consistency. Footwork, it says he needs to improve his footwork so he can enhance his ability to navigate the pocket and make throws better on the move.
So is the world making something of nothing? Yeah, because I think everybody could decipher what he meant from that statement. But was it the best choice of words? Absolutely not. So therefore, I think he unintentionally sneak dissed Dak Prescott. No. Sneak diss would imply he meant it. So he unintentionally dissed Dak Prescott. Unintentionally, because this is a veteran quarterback who's getting paid lots of money.
Yeah. Imagine if he was developed, how much money he'd make. Jeez.
I mean, at what year in your career do you develop that?
I mean,
You only got so much of a shelf life in the NFL.
well, your thoughts at COVINO Rich, and of course, 877-99 on Fox. Now, how are guys desperate? I mean, you can make a list. But there's one really
Go to your Instagram feed.
odd, there's one really odd, desperate move, and it has to do with Sydney Sweeney. And it ties into sports, believe it or not. So we'll get to that coming up, some NBA. Are the Knicks going to give us a little thing, a little something to root for, or is it all over tonight? We'll get to some NBA. And, of course, when 50 hits, we'll go old school, all coming up right here. COVINO and Rich, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, now, I don't want Rich to really rub on me, but seriously, feel this sleeve right here. Go ahead. You like that bad
That was a
boy,
very
huh?
soft shirt. What is that?
Honestly, this is the softest, sweetest shirt I think I ever put on this body. It's the Cloud Collection from Travis Matthew. The Cloud Collection. Look at this. Perfectly fit V-neck right here.
You know how I just said I say things the wrong way, Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I continue
Oh,
that trend?
boy,
Can
yeah.
I
Let's hear it.
COVINO,
Yeah.
that shirt makes you look in way better shape than you really are.
Oh, wait. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Schottenheimer, Brian Schottenheimer. Appreciate the compliment.
It really does. It's
Yeah.
a nicely fitted Travis Matthews shirt where I know that if you took that shirt off, we'd be like, no. But that shirt, my goodness.
It makes you look at. That's the whole point, right?
Travis Matthew is beyond the developmental stage.
Seriously, the Cloud Collection is where it's at. 2 turntables, a microphone, and the Cloud Collection. And, of course, I've been telling you about the MLB Collection. It's just great quality stuff. So if you're in the market for new shirts, new summer gear, that's where you got to go. Travis Matthew.
I got some of their shorts. I'm going to break those out this weekend. And those featherweight jeans, honestly, date night, even in the summer, because they're so breathable and light that, you wore them to a barbecue the other day, and Spot's like, why are you wearing pants? You know why? Because they're featherweight, and they're like barely nothing.
They don't feel like your thick, heavy cardboard jeans that you're wearing right now.
So discover the perfect pair of shoes, shorts, jeans, all at Travis Matthew. And, of course, you can get that 20% off. Why not do this right now? Go to travismatthew.com. Receive 20% off your first order. Just sign up for the email.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture. We talk about sports. We talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win, goes.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Just my type. He's crafty. Is he singing about Pedro Martinez?
Early 2000s, Pedro? Yes.
I saw the coolest picture of the Beastie Boys with Pee Wee Herman. I'm like, look at all my heroes in one photo. This is great.
How was the Pee Wee duck?
Oh, it was good. I enjoyed it.
2 parts, right? It's like long.
Yeah, it's real long. Steve Covino. I'll say. Rich Davis, Spot, Danny G, Iowa Sam, Monsi's here. Thank you guys for being here. And Rich is in an extra good mood. Ever since Todd Chrisley was pardoned,
Stop.
Rich has been like floating around. Why are you so happy about that?
I don't care about the Chrisleys.
You're such a liar. You love that guy.
It's so funny. Covino
He denies it all the
Covino
time.
has this weird obsession with saying that I love the Chrisleys, and it bothers me, so he keeps saying it. But you know who might be next? Donald Trump may pardon Joe Exotic.
Oh,
Have you seen that?
I can't wait.
But then again, unless he murdered someone, didn't he give us enough joy during the worst COVID time that maybe Joe Exotic does deserve a little
I mean, maybe
little
so, Rich.
grace? I don't know.
That's Rich Davis. I'm Steve Covino. It's Covino and Rich. Every Thursday, we throw it back, old school and 50 hits. So about 20 minutes from now, we go old school, and we're going to talk about celebrity families. We'll explain.
You ever think, by the way, of how desperate we were 5 years ago? Monty, did you watch Tiger King, Danny? I was Sam.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
But like,
for-
You don't even have to really
Yeah, you don't have
ask
to
people
ask.
that question.
But yeah,
everybody
I was
saw
doing
it.
during the
puzzles with
pandemic.
my girlfriend.
But
so.
Covino and I have always bring up the point that our level of desperation in those early COVID days, right now, if there was a Tiger documentary, there's like maybe a 20% chance you watched it. We were so locked into anything.
yeah,
He benefited more than any human from COVID.
absolutely. No
Joe
joke.
Exotic. What a weird guy, too.
Well, speaking of desperation, we got to tell you the Sydney Sweeney story. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Tire Rack.
So Sydney Sweeney.
She's
Oh.
listen, she's this
Oh.
generation's Carmen
Oh,
Electra
my.
or Pam Anderson. I mean, every generation has their so-called hotties, and you know, stop it, Spot.
What would your dad say? Oh, she's a regular. Who would it be for your dad?
Christy Brinkley.
Oh, she's a regular.
Farrah
Christy.
Fawcett.
Oh, yeah. Christy Brinkley. Oh, boy.
I remember
Sydney Sweeney is today's rage.
I remember as a kid watching National Lampoon's Vacation. Every time I watch that scene, of her by the pool with Clark. I was like, is this the version where I get to see her naked? And it never happened.
Well,
In my mind, there was a version I just never saw.
was that your first swing
Stop it.
moment?
Conflating it with Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I know.
Oh.
I thought every.
I was
I thought-
confused.
I thought
Sam's
every,
talking Phoebe Cates,
I
huh?
thought every pool scene ended with that, Sam. But
Phoebe Cates.
Sydney Sweeney is the hot girl of the moment, and good for her. And this story is just shows you how dumb guys are. Like, I'm not proud of this. I feel like men in general.
Do we want to establish first that not only are we radio tycoons in the world of sports, but we're relationship experts? It says it on our business card.
I mean,
the
that
more
is true.
desperate you are,
You made those on Vistaprint.
I know, but it still says it. Relationship experts.
I mean, other than sports radio, Covino and I have done a lot of relationship.
Rich
type
just says life
stuff.
and Little League coach.
Yeah.
So, hey, take it from us. We know a few things. It says it right here on our card.
I mean,
And Chris Lee knows best aficionado.
yes,
Stop it.
that's what Richard
But-
says on the back. Hold on,
Sydney
but the
Sweeney-
point is, the more desperate you
Yeah.
are, the less chance you ever have of getting that woman. The moment you put her on the pedestal,
it's
over, brother.
the minute you try to win a girl back and you look lame compared to the new guy,
Over.
no
Stick
chance.
a fork in it. It's done. Trust us. The more you roll out the red carpet, the less respect she has. Again, the more mature she is, the more she'll appreciate that. But for the most part, I'm painting in broad strokes. The more desperate you are, women smell that on you. You want proof? The moment you're in a relationship, there's a sense of confidence that you have, right? That's when women start hitting you up. When you have nothing going on and you're desperate and you just want attention from that, women sniff that and they want no part of your
can't
desperation.
fake it. You can't fake
cannot
it.
fake the funk.
Your confidence cannot be faked in any aspect.
Cannot.
Dude, if think of sports too.
Sam, are you taking notes, bro?
If you're slumping in dating or sports or anything, you can't fake confidence. A guy that's 0 for his last 28 can't get in the batter's box like, yeah, I'm gonna rip one. No, you're not. You just
So if you're doom and gloom and your head's down about relationships, you're fresh out of a relationship, you're heartbroken, women smell that like the plague. They're like, that guy's a loser. Keep him away from me.
Yeah, you know what's not getting attention? Those 30 fire emojis you comment on her story or her Instagram
Another
post.
good one. Yeah. All the likes. Every time you like that girl's post, she's like, yeah, he's a loser.
It's so embarrassing when you see the list of guys in the comments, and they misspell most of their message,
Present.
and just it's
there's no way.
it's just so bad.
No girl.
She's going to love me now.
No
Fire.
Fire. Winky face. Winky face.
No.
The cheeks are going to ding us.
No.
beautiful,
Hard eyes.
beautiful,
Hard
beyond
eyes.
beautiful.
We're going
No.
to hit all the ladies.
No good-looking woman is going to get with a guy no guy that treats himself like I'm a fan of her is ever going to get any booty.
You
Anyway,
just ruined it.
so we've established Sydney Sweeney's the hot girl of the moment. This just shows how desperate dumb guys are. We've heard of guys buying dumb things that have to do with women. In fact, we've talked about all these OnlyFans subscriptions that guys pay for. Like, guys are desperate
You have
hornballs.
zero shot if you're subscribing to her OnlyFans page.
I support you.
Like
Get
when
outta
they,
here.
when they
She
sell,
knows you're dedicated.
like they sell certain things in jars, like aromas in jars. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
People pay money for that.
There's vending
Old
machines.
sock-
There's vending machines that sell like underwear. Well,
Old
this
socks.
is along those lines. Get this. As far as I know, this is a true story. It's Monty, you saw it as well.
Oh, yeah.
That soap company, Dr. Squatch.
Dr. Squatch is my favorite.
Only say it once because they're not paying us.
That's
They
it.
should pay us. Yeah.
I mean, Mike Tyson does ads for them, right?
Immerse yourself in a world of total moisture with Dr. Squatch. Experience the sophistication of an intense natural clean. In delicate harmony with natural ingredients that infinitely moisturize, soften, and nourish your body and mind. Moisturizing plant butters and extracts. A world where your skin is supple and dry skin doesn't exist.
Wow. We're giving Dr. Squatch too much love here.
A little bit.
No, we're giving Tyson his shine.
Is that our mic or is it the actual mic?
That's actual Mike Tyson.
Oh, wow.
He does these weird, like, funny,
Couldn't
campy
tell.
commercials. Like, I love Dr. Squatch. Moisture.
I mean,
Is that our mic or the actual
It's
mic?
the actual
Oh.
Mike. By the way, true story.
No, just
he
now.
is also a spokesman, and it's meant to be funny, but it's supposed to be a good product for men, Dr. Squatch.
I mean, who knows? I've never used it.
I mean, I don't know either. I'm just telling you the story.
But you know what they've done now? They've teamed up with Sydney Sweeney.
I'm more of a Lever 2000 kind of guy.
I'm more of a zest guy.
Zest, good one.
You're not fully clean, Spot.
Unless you're zest.
No, Spot,
fully
you're just zesty.
clean. Yeah, you're right.
You and Kat. Sydney Sweeney teaming up with Dr. Squatch, and they're selling soap that contains bathwater used by Sydney Sweeney, which seems to me like the most desperate purchase of all time.
Is this available now?
Is it crazy that I was like, oh, I'd buy this for Sean as like a funny gift?
That's like a gag gift? Is that
it's
sort of
like a funny gift.
like Gwyneth Paltrow selling candles that smell like her?
This is going to be a white elephant gift this December.
Or just like give it to like any I have like guy friends. It's a funny gift. Oh, she's hot.
Soap.
She's hot. You're gonna
Soap
use it.
made from the bathwater of America's favorite hottie of 2025.
That's a guaranteed way to never get her attention. I promise you that.
Yeah, but I mean,
How do we know it's actually made with the water? We need a certificate of authenticity.
They're the first. How many did it say? A couple thousand, I think.
Oh, really? Let me.
And
see,
it said it comes with a certificate. Yeah.
Oh, I
What did she
love
do?
that.
Like take the water and send it to the company?
yeah,
She put it in jugs?
They should just
put it in the mail?
They should just trick.
Whoa,
They
what
should
about
just
jugs?
trick people.
What? Why'd I use that term?
I know why.
Yeah, is someone in charge of having her bathe to verify the authenticity?
They should trick people and just have LeBron dip his nasty toes in water and be like,
No,
"Yeah,
that's not the same.
this is the water."
I got one made of my ass sweat.
Okay.
Oh, stop
Mike Tyson's ass sweat squatch.
From my
So-
last fight.
From my last fight
it.
with Jake Paul.
Sydney Sweeney, bathwater soap.
5,000 bars with a certificate.
Now, again, Monty's right. A funny novelty gift, and you know
Oh,
what?
no doubt. As
Kitschy-
far as novelty, that's funny.
kitschy and funny.
Hey, and we're talking about it, right?
But-
So we took the bait.
But you know what? It got me thinking along the lines of, yeah, there's gonna be guys that are like turned on by that, while at the same time,
Creeps, you mean? If
we
it's
are.
not done in a fun, novelty way, you're just a creep.
Do you mean if a guy's like grabbing the bar soap and he's like,
You know, the same guy that has the Gwyneth Paltrow candle?
that's what I said. Yeah.
You know what we're talking about.
I wanted to tie this to.
But that was just
I want to tie this to.
that wasn't from her.
Oh, I don't know.
Have a feeling Rich is going to come in tomorrow well bathed.
I feel like there's something about this that feels very much like when people buy game-worn stuff from athletes.
Yeah, to me, that's so weak.
I
agree with
There
you.
is a part of me that's like, I get it. If it's a game-worn jersey in a big moment, that's one thing. But there's people that buy game-worn like shoes. And I have a question. Danny G, you're a big Lakers fan, right? Biggest Lakers fan I know. If you were sitting courtside and after the game, LeBron James tosses you and your son Koa
This pair of socks.
his socks.
No way.
Nah, bye. I don't want your
It's a
socks.
grown man's
Now,
socks, dude.
a game-worn shoe, that's different. I have a Shaq shoe that was game-worn.
You ever smell it?
He
No.
sleeps in it.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, listen,
Wait, you're telling me you have a game-worn Shaq shoe and you didn't sniff it once?
No.
You only have one?
Yeah, he handed me one.
Sleeps in it.
Yeah, you guys see my left ham hock. I don't even think I could fit my left leg in that shoe. But that's different because it's on a shelf with my sports collectibles.
The only thing different about it
but
is
like a
there's
sweaty
value in the
headband.
shoe.
How about something like a sweaty headband?
Yeah,
That's
I
better
wouldn't.
than
Now,
the sock.
I'd want
Yeah.
no part of that.
I don't want that either.
But
Yeah, I don't
people
want that
do because they're desperate. It's like nothing screams, I'm just a measly fan, more than that. And I don't get it. Like,
I'm just an unwashed commoner. Throw me your clothing.
it's so bad. And when Rich and I agree, it's fact.
Think of like a big fella. Like I'm thinking like I'm a Niners fan. Think of big Trent Williams, right? Left side protecting the QB. Big ass Trent Williams, Pro Bowler. The guy's a beast. If he's like, yeah, here's my football pants.
Here's
Would you
my
want-
jock strap.
Would you want Trent Williams' stinky ass
No.
football pants?
No.
What if they framed them? What if he signed them? Would you be like, no, thanks?
isn't the thought that it increases the value?
More
Isn't that
stank, the more stank.
The more
Game used
stank?
anything
More
always has
stank.
more
Yes.
value. There's no question about that. But certain things, I mean, there's a line there, I think, of what you would actually really want. If you're a normal person, that's like their jersey. That's really, or the helmet or something like that, right? Any sort of undergarment, you're just desperate.
Is there, and I say this respectfully, and I say this also probably certain that there is there a market for creepos that want female athlete game-worn stuff?
Without a
do you think
doubt.
there's some dude out there that's like, I got an Angel Reese game-worn?
Absolutely.
Like,
Like
yeah,
selling
that's-
Sydney Sweeney bathwater.
Absolutely.
You don't think that there's a market for that? all the creeps, there's probably guys in your street. Guys probably in the studio that would do that.
I mean, I wasn't going to call you up, but Covino has Steffi Graf game-worn undies from 1989.
No, that's not true. That was a rumor. So, guys, think about it.
Don't be a creep.
Don't be a creep. That's a reminder. Don't put anybody on a pedestal if you're in the market. And
funny novelty gift, but just shows how guys are dumb.
But it makes us think of the game-worn stuff, too. Where's your line? Where's the line for the game-worn value?
It's a good question. As we go to our pal and yours, Monse Bolaños. Monse, what's doing besides the Phillies just can't lose? What is going on?
Well, let me just tell you that this soap is going to be on sale June 6th for $8. $8.
That's a steal.
That is a steal. If I can get it for all of you, you're all getting one.
If we can order them, maybe we give away one with our Swiggies.
There we go. Guys, we got ideas here.
A Swiggy and Soapy.
Yes. All right.
Is it a show you Swiggy? Show you.
We've got 2 winner-go-home situations today in sports. Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals as they host the Pacers. Game 5 later today at 8 Eastern. On the ice, it's winner-go-home for the Stars. They host the Oilers in Game 5 of the West Final, also at 8 Eastern. A little 49ers news for you here, Mr. Rich over there. Wide receiver Ricky Pearsall has a hamstring injury. Is probably not going to return until training camp.
That's fine, though. It's the offseason.
So, but you know, hamstring injuries are not great. Cowboys defensive end Michael Parsons not participating in this week's OTAs. He's hoping to receive a long-term contract extension prior to the start of the 2025 season.
Is he developmental still or no?
He is still
Micah Parsons.
Phillies edge the Braves 5-4 in Game 1 of their doubleheader. Kyle Schwarber with home run number 19.
Jeez.
And the Dodgers have acquired former All-Star closer Alexis Diaz. Who's his brother? Edwin Diaz from the Reds. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Monse.
Jess.
Now, when we return, old school and 50 hits, we do it every Thursday. We throw it back. We talk celebrity families. We got more Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.